Jennifer Gilalis-Villarus is frustrated at the way migrant workers like her are treated in Taiwan. She's protesting ahead of elections that will decide the country's next president and legislature, hoping something will change.
Because migrant workers cannot vote here, so we're doing the rally to have our voice to listen by the government.
A domestic helper from the Philippines, Villarus stands with other migrant workers calling for an end to what they see as unfair labour practices and discrimination. And how they're treated here has become an election issue because tens of thousands more are needed to keep the economy going. Migrant workers make up 3% of Taiwan's population. Coming mostly from Indonesia, the Philippines and Vietnam, they work in factories and the semiconductor industry that powers Taiwan's economy. And they care for the country's growing elderly population. But tens of thousands of migrant workers lose their legal status when they leave an employer, often in search of higher wages or to avoid broker agency fees and poor treatment. Ho Yo-i, the candidate for the main opposition party, the Kuomintang, has proposed an amnesty for them, promising they would not be fined or deported to ease Taiwan's labour shortages. Another opposition candidate, Ko Wen-je, says migrant workers should be able to get a new job within the same industry. But the ruling Democratic Progressive Party's candidate, Vice President Lai Ching-te, is focused more on attracting foreign professionals to help improve Taiwan's competitiveness, mostly Westerners who don't face frequent police checks like workers from Southeast Asia. Observers say whoever wins the election in January, how migrant workers are treated could affect Taiwan's relations with Southeast Asian nations.
It's more important, I think, just from a civil rights perspective for people to be treated well. But yes, it does have a knock-on effect on the image of the country.
Activists aren't holding out much hope for better treatment, but say a democratic society needs to look after all its members.
No matter which parties, they care nothing about the migrant workers issue. So we don't really expect anything from the candidate or the election. If we don't take care of the minority, if we don't pay attention to the rights of the minority, the society won't be at all equally.
A strong economy is a priority for all the presidential candidates. And for that, they need migrant workers to fill the gaps in the workforce. So even without the ability to vote, the voices of those who come to make their living in Taiwan count. Luffy Lee and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.